Hi, Apple here. I'm gonna make an announcement of the tourney I'm gonna hosting. Right now, it's kind of like a trailer. I'm not gonna tell you all about it, but I'll make that soon. It's gonna be like East versus West, Asian versus Western people, like EU, US as Western, and Korean and Japanese. Apparently, Japanese and Koreans are it's their first tourney with money involved. Um, so since it's their first tourney with the money involved, I think they're really excited about it, and they're really enthusiastic right now. Uh, I met Misimaruk in Korean Fight Club, but I'll just call him Ida because we call him Ida. Anyways, he is a Korean who lives in Japan. So with his help, we were able to get the word to some somewhat most skilled peers in Japan. Japan tend to play only with their own group, so it's really hard to reach out to them. But thanks to Ida, we were able to bring them out. So I want to thank him again. I'm really grateful. On the background was the Fight Club with some Japanese and some viewers on my stream. It was quite interesting. After all, you guys might see some decent mage in a fucking tourney that actually do well. Uh, there was this mage like beating everybody. It was really interesting. I'll post the link in the description of the stream VOD. If you guys are interested, you can check it out and see how they play. By the way, it's all in Korean. We were talking a bunch of Korean words, and so just be worried about it. And uh, anyways, Japanese were having problem with one rule I made, and I decided to explain a bit. I'll explain it in English. I hope somehow they get the translation. Uh, First of all, in the description, I'll put the challenge on page of the tourney so you guys can check it out yourself. Um, so the thing is this. Okay, so when you first start the fight, each player has to stand at the edge of the arena. Then both players have to bow. It is signaling each other that they're ready to fight. So the both players should be see each other sharing bow animations. When they acknowledge the bow animation, you can cancel the bow or whatever you want to do. You can do the full bow animation. I would recommend you cancel your bow animation if you see other player bowing. And if one of them didn't bow, the fight shouldn't start. So you have to wait till like both bow at like almost in the same time. And after both bow, you guys can start buffing. And each player is allowed with one buff. Each player has to allow the other player to finish the first buff. If one is starting to buff, and if the other player doesn't buff till the other player who started buffing earlier, they lose their chance to have the first free buff. So when you see somebody buff, you just straight up. I would just say after battle, you just straight up buff each other. But if you're gonna wait, make sure you do it before the other player's animation is finished. So after each player buff is done, then they can do whatever they want. If the player chooses not to buff, the player has to stay still till the other player first buff is over. And if the first buff is interrupted unfairly, I will jump in and just stop the fight and restart it. If that continuously happens twice in a row, I'll disqualify the player who's keep interrupting. In the rule, I said bow then one free buff, and all the Japanese were trying to figure out how to punish the first buff. Someone made a video about throwing dual charm unlocked, and when discovered, you can soul stream someone while they're buffing, and the other said they will just run up and start attacking them. Uh, there's a reason I said one buff free. So this is why I'm specifying this rule this much. Okay, they wanted to change. They wanted me to change the rule to buff first and bow and start the fight. There's some buff that are very time sensitive, and some buff can use with lots of ring swaps and not investing any stats. It is still allowed to do that, like dusk ring plus dark moon ring and plus priest ring. You can cast Tears of Denial and swap all three rings. First of all, if you do that, you will lose portion of HP, so you need to heal, and I won't allow that. It would be skill if you can swap back before other person is trying to attack you. But let's say one is using regen buff and one is using Tears of Denial, like just I said. Regen buff is very time sensitive. The more time spent without fighting, it's meaningless. So the other player buff Tears of Denial and take their time and ring swap back again, then bow. They're gonna lose a lot of time for the regen buff. And after the first buff, let's say I just wait. Someone just wait and not bow for a few seconds. There are a lot of ways to still abuse the buff like make the other buff meaningless. So I'm hoping you guys understand what how the rule works and how it's not abusable if do is what I said. I heard tomorrow Japanese are gonna do their own tourney to decide who is gonna be in the tourney. It will be streaming in niconico. I'll put the link in the description. You guys can check it out yourself. Or I'm thinking I'll just stream the niconico stream on my Twitch stream. I don't know if that's allowed, but I'm thinking that. So I'll put my stream link also. After Asian players are decided who's gonna be joining, I'll post a proper announcement for the tourney and find some Western players to match them. So till then, thank you for watching and bye bye.